Resilience is knowing that you are the only one that has the power and the responsibility to pick yourself up. True wisdom requires both thinking with our head and understanding with our heart. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it. You are your best thing. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. Then suddenly you are doing the impossible. The world you desire can be won. It exists, it is real. It is possible. It is yours. If a goal is worth having, it's worth blocking out the time in your day-to-day life necessary to achieve it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Never let yesterday use up today. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. You must learn to let go, release the stress. You were never in control anyway. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. You have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of your life. Life is just a race against time, so have a good time. The starting point of all achievement is desire. If something is wrong, fix it now. But train yourself not to worry. Worry fixes nothing. If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for ordinary. Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a new way to stand. Don't be discouraged. It's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. To accomplish great things, we must not only act but also dream, not only plan but also believe. Climb the mountain to see the world, not so that the world can see you. The greatest mistake you can make in life is to be continually fearing you will make one. Work hard in silence, let success be your nose. We generate fears while we sit. We overcome them by action. You just can't beat the person who never gives up. If you don't stand up for something, you can fall for anything. Your own resolution to succeed is more important than any others. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. If it is important to you, you will find a way, not an excuse. No matter how hard you work to bring yourself up, there's someone out there working just as hard to put you down. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Never will you have this day again, so make it count. Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Sorrow looks back where he looks around. Faith looks up. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Failure is a condiment that gives success its flavor. Not until we are lost do we begin to truly find ourselves. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. If you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If you're not, you'll find an excuse. Always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Only you have the power to determine whether your future mimics your past. The best way out is always through. If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you are further along in life than most people. When your work speaks for itself, don't interrupt. All progress takes place outside the comfort zone. There is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing. Be nothing. Say nothing. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. The secret to change is not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Dreams don't work if you don't. If you spend too much time thinking about one thing, you'll never get it done. Don't wait to reach your goal. To be proud of yourself, be proud of yourself. Every step you take. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. The question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. Every failure is a lesson. If you are not willing to fail, you are not ready to succeed. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Pain is weakness leaving your body. You never lose your strength. Sometimes you just forget you have them. The fear you don't confront to come to your limit. If you only do what you can do, you'll never be more than you are now. The past is in your head. The future is in your hands. A sword can only be formed once it goes into the fire. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. The days that break you are the days that make you. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. The magic you want to see is in the work you are avoiding. The day you plant the seeds is not the same day you eat the fruit. You survived 100% of your bad days. Pain tells you that you have been injured, but more importantly, it tells you that you are not dead yet. The only one who will truly thank you is you in the future. Winners have lost more times than the losers have tried. Being weak isn't the problem. The problem is your weak mentality refusing to fix it. Be a person who is born in the struggle, not someone who dies in it. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. Never forget why you started. If you can't beat fear, just do it scared. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. When you find yourself in a difficult situation and everything is going against you, never give up, because this is the place and time when everything will change. You are likely to fall when you stop paddling your bicycle. It could always be worse. The only bad job is the one you didn't do. Failure is not proof, it is information. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. What if I told you that 10 years from now, your life would be exactly the same? I doubt you'd be happy. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water round it. The world around you is doing its best, day and night, to make you like everyone else. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. When you find a purpose in your life, every second seems much more meaningful. Be the man you want your son to be. If you find it difficult just to make a choice, and don't look back, an adventure is never an adventure when it happens. An adventure is simply physical and emotional, discomfort recollected in tranquility. Don't make decisions based on fear. Make them based on hope. When a defining moment comes along, you can do one of two things: define the moment or let the moment define you. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Character consists of what you do on the third and fourth tries. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. The hard is what makes it great. By perseverance, the snail reached the ark. Words are like keys. If you choose them right, they can open any heart and shut any mouth. When you build in silence, people don't know what to attack. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it. Turn your wounds into wisdom. If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. Fear is temporary. Regret this forever. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. One day the people that don't even believe in you will tell everyone how they met you. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Don't get burned twice by the same flame. Worrying about losing is losing before you begin. Excuses make today easier, but tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today hard, but tomorrow easier. As long as you are alive, no obstacle is permanent. Your struggle is part of your story. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. Be teachable. You're not always right. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine to your soul. Without rain, nothing grows. Learn to embrace the storm of your life. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Never make a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. If you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. Stop waiting for the right time. Time isn't waiting for you. You do not find a happy life. You make it. Hardship often prepares an ordinary person for an extraordinary destiny. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. Your comfort zone will destroy your dreams. You only pass through this life once. You don't come back for an encore. Your past is a place to learn and grow, not a place to live. Be proud you survived the days you thought you couldn't. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. Stop calling it a dream. Start calling it a plan. Take a deep breath. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. Remain focused. Your time is coming. Judge no one. Just improve yourself. Train your mind to be stronger than your feelings. Don't give up on yourself. There's a reason why you started. Win in your mind and you will win in your reality. Making mistakes is better than faking perfections. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. A warrior is someone who gets up even when he can't. Being alone is a power very few can handle. Move with strategy, not emotion. Confidence is built by facing what you fear. The best things are yet to come. Trust yourself. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. It is not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but doesn't get you anywhere. You cannot change anyone, but you can be the reason someone changes. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, overcome, endure, transform, love, and be greater than our suffering. You cannot protect yourself from sadness. without protecting yourself from happiness. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Sometimes the place you are used to is not the place you belong. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Sometimes it takes an overwhelming breakdown to have an undeniable breakthrough. It's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. Going through challenging things can teach you a lot, and they also make you appreciate the times that aren't so challenging. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them, that only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Failure is abandon the road, not the end of the road. Learn from failure and keep moving forward. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. A miracle isn't winning the lotto. It's believing in yourself when you didn't before. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. There is time for everything. If you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. The best view comes after the hardest climb. It always seems impossible until it's done. We can do anything we want to if we stick to it long enough. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others. Look in the mirror, that's your competition. Any change, even a change for the better, is always accompanied by drawbacks and discomforts. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Don't spend time beating on a wall, hoping to transform it into a door. You become what you believe. Time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and that this thing at whatever cost must be attained. Prosperity is not without many fears and disasters, and adversity is not without comforts and hopes. Sometimes you face difficulties, not because you have done something wrong, but because you have done something right. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. If you dare nothing then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. The only real prison is fear, and the only real freedom is freedom from fear. We need never be hopeless, because we can never be irreparably broken. When you compare the sorrows of real life to the pleasures of the imaginary one, you will never want to live again only to dream forever. History will be kind to you because you intend to write it. Success isn't overnight, it's when every day you get a little better than the day before. It all adds up. Grief and resilience live together. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do. Under the circumstances, the real mistake is to stop trying. The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days waiting for better ones ahead. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give you happiness. Bad days give you experience. Every luxury must be paid for, and everything is a luxury, starting with being in this world. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. You may delay, but time will not. The art of life is a constant readjustment to our surroundings. Life is only precious because it ends. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are sealed with scars. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. Never bend your head, always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. The oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived. Act as if it were impossible to fail. The past is history. The future is a mystery. The here and now is a gift. That is why it's called the present. I say luck is when an opportunity comes along. and you are prepared for it. Do not take life so seriously. You will never get out of it alive. Within our dreams and aspiration, we find opportunities. It is confidence in our bodies, minds, and spirits that allows us to keep looking for new adventures. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking places. What makes you unique is what makes you attractive. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. Pain makes you stronger, tears make you braver. Heartbreak makes you wiser. So think the past for a better future. Most people spend more time and energy going around problems and then trying to solve them. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, he turned into a butterfly. It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen. We build too many walls and not enough bridges. I don't believe you have to be better than everybody else. I believe you have to be better than you ever thought you could be. Your past doesn't define you. It just gives you the starting point of who you're going to be. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Often any decision, even the wrong decision, is better than no decision. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. The first duty of a man is to think for himself. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. You cannot change what you are, only what you do. If you think you were too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. If you wait for something, all that happens is that you get older. Just because your path is different from others doesn't mean you're lost. It is difficult to make the right choice if you fear choosing wrongly. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. You grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. We are all faced with a series of great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. You can waste your lives drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with the best you have to give. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. No matter how much suffering he went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories. Go forth on your path as it exists, only through your walking. The art of living lies less in eliminating our troubles than in growing with them. Life isn't something you possess. It's something you take part in. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. The mind is everything. What you think you become. On the other side of the storm is the strength that comes from having navigated through it. Raise your sail and begin. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. You can have it all, just not all at once. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll be able to see further. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are. Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. The world stands aside to let anyone pass who knows where he is going. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Difficulties are meant to rouse, not discourage. The human spirit is to grow strong by conflict. Finding the lesson behind every adversity will be the one important thing that helps get you through it. Dreams happen when you're asleep. Hope happens when you dream while you're awake. The pain you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Fear is just excitement in need of an attitude adjustment. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I have learned not to allow rejection to move me. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. It's not the load that keeps you down, it's how you carry it. At the end of the game, the king and the pawn go back to the same box. We must embrace pain and burn it as fuel for our journey. The days are long, but the years are short. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes, and move on. When you accept yourself, the whole world accepts you. Step out of the history that is holding you back. Step into the new story you are willing to create. At the end of the day, let there be no excuses, no explanations, no regrets. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. Be careful the stories you're telling yourself about your current circumstances. A head full of negative thoughts has no space for positive ones. Strong people have a strong sense of self-worth and self-awareness. They don't need the approval of others. If there was nothing wrong in the world, there wouldn't be anything for us to do. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Waiting is painful. Forgetting is painful. But not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. I never change, I simply become more myself. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Almost every successful person begins with the beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and I have the power to make it so. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. You only fail when you stop trying. Adventure may hurt you, but monotony will kill you. Maybe the path that scares you the most is the one you need to take. Sometimes carrying on, just carrying on, is a superhuman achievement. We must be willing to let go of the life we plan, so as to have the life that is waiting for us. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Adversity is not a detour. It is part of the path. Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents, which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Someday is not a day of the week. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Hard times may have held you down, but they will not last forever. When all is said and done, you will be increased. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. How much you can learn when you fail determines how far you will go into achieving your goals. Every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy. Not being heard is no reason for silence. Remember, no effort that we make to attain something beautiful is ever lost. Forever is composed of no's. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Sometimes you have to lose all. You have to find out who you truly are. Courage is found in unlikely places. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. One of the most important things you can accomplish is just being yourself. You have to be where you are to get where you need to go. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. We are not a product of what has happened to us in our past. We have the power of choice. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. Courage is the power to let go of the familiar. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions, and never know too much to learn something new. Old ways won't open new doors. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. If your heart is broken, make art with the pieces. I hope you heal from things no one ever apologized for. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Reputation is what other people know about you. Honor is what you know about yourself. You can clutch the past so tightly to your chest that it leaves your arms too full to embrace the present. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. You must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave and find your eternity in each moment. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. Real change, and during change happens one step at a time. A stumble may prevent a fall. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of chaos, and sometimes in the middle of chaos you find yourself. A goal is not always meant to be reached and often serves simply as something to aim at. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. I survived because the fire inside me burned brighter than the fire around me. Our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful part of us. Adversity is like a strong wind. It tears away from us all, but the things that cannot be torn, so that we see ourselves as we really are. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. It's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. We don't even know how strong we are until we are forced to bring that hidden strength forward. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Our greatest battles are that with our own minds.